The greatest victories in life rarely begin with perfect circumstances. They begin with a single decision, the decision to keep going when every emotion tells you to stop. There comes a defining moment in every person's journey when the road becomes difficult, progress feels invisible, and doubt grows louder than hope. It is in that very moment that your future is quietly being shaped. Many people believe success belongs to the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. Yet the truth shared through principles inspired by Dr. Joseph Murphy points in a different direction. Success belongs to the person who refuses to surrender their dream after facing temporary defeat. Every challenge carries a hidden lesson. Every obstacle develops inner strength, and every setback prepares you for a greater comeback. Your mind becomes stronger every time you choose courage instead of fear, action instead of hesitation, and persistence instead of quitting. The moment you decide that failure is not your final destination, you awaken a new level of confidence that cannot be taken away by outside circumstances. Think about how many remarkable stories would have ended before they ever began if someone had quit one day too soon. Every inventor, entrepreneur, athlete, artist, and leader experienced moments when success seemed impossible. They encountered rejection, criticism, disappointment, and uncertainty. What separated them from countless others was not extraordinary talent alone. It was the simple yet powerful habit of taking one more step after everyone else had stopped. Inspired by the timeless teachings associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy, you can begin to understand that your subconscious mind responds to the beliefs you repeatedly accept as true. When you continually tell yourself that you are capable, resilient, and destined to grow, your thoughts gradually influence your actions. Those actions create better habits. Those habits produce stronger character, and that character eventually shapes your destiny. Quitting interrupts that process before the results have time to appear. Persistence allows your efforts to mature until they become visible success. Imagine planting a seed and digging it up every few days because you cannot yet see a tree. Growth happens beneath the surface long before it becomes visible above the ground. Your goals work the same way. Every disciplined action, every positive thought, and every refusal to give up is strengthening unseen roots that will eventually support extraordinary achievements. Even when no one applauds your effort, your persistence is transforming you into someone stronger than yesterday. Every difficult season is developing patience, wisdom, endurance, and confidence that cannot be learned through comfort alone. Today may feel challenging, but your current struggle is not proof that you are failing. It is often evidence that you are growing into the person capable of achieving everything you have been working toward. Keep moving forward because the life you desire is built one determined step at a time. There is another truth that many people discover only after years of frustration. Quitting is rarely caused by a lack of ability. More often, it begins with a quiet belief that your efforts no longer matter. That belief grows slowly, fed by comparison, disappointment, and the mistaken idea that everyone else is moving ahead while you remain stuck. Yet appearances are often deceiving. Behind every visible success are countless invisible days of persistence that no one applauded. Inspired by the enduring principles associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy, you can begin to recognize that your subconscious mind accepts whatever you consistently impress upon it through repeated thoughts and emotions. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are defeated, your actions gradually reflect that expectation. If you consistently affirm that every challenge is preparing you for something greater, your subconscious begins directing your attention toward opportunities instead of obstacles. This shift does not happen overnight, but every positive thought plants another seed of confidence that eventually produces remarkable results. Imagine waking up every morning with a simple commitment to improve by just 1%. One encouraging thought replaces a negative one. One productive action replaces another excuse. One small victory replaces yesterday's regret. These tiny decisions may seem insignificant, yet they accumulate with incredible power over weeks, months, and years. The people who achieve extraordinary lives are often those who mastered ordinary daily disciplines. They understood that greatness is not created in dramatic moments alone, but through consistent choices repeated long after the excitement has faded. Every time you honor your commitment, even when you do not feel motivated, you strengthen your identity as someone who follows through. Eventually, your habits become stronger than your emotions, and your future becomes stronger than your fears. Difficult seasons will still come. There will be days when progress appears invisible, when criticism feels unfair, and when unexpected setbacks test your determination. During those moments, remember that storms do not last forever. Every season has an ending, and every obstacle carries the possibility of revealing strengths you never knew you possessed. Rather than asking why life has become difficult, begin asking what valuable lesson this experience is preparing you to learn. That single change in perspective transforms frustration into growth and discouragement into purpose. The teachings that inspire millions through the legacy of Dr. Joseph Murphy remind us that the mind becomes what it repeatedly contemplates. Fill your thoughts with hope instead of fear, possibility instead of limitation, and gratitude instead of complaint. Speak words that encourage your future rather than reinforce your doubts. Picture yourself already becoming the disciplined, confident, and resilient person you desire to be. The more vividly you embrace that vision with faith and consistent action, the more naturally your behavior begins to align with it. One day you will look back and realize that the breakthrough you prayed for did not arrive because life suddenly became easier. It arrived because you became stronger, wiser, more patient, and more determined than the challenges standing in your way. Your greatest success begins the moment you refuse to let temporary struggles define your permanent future. Now imagine yourself standing at the edge of a brand new chapter in your life. The person you will become over the next year will not be determined by luck, perfect timing, or favorable circumstances. Your future will be shaped by the choices you make every single day, especially on the days when life feels unfair and your motivation disappears. Anyone can continue when everything is easy, but true character is revealed when progress is slow, results are delayed, and the temptation to quit becomes overwhelming. That is the exact moment when your greatest transformation begins. Inspired by the timeless principles associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy, you can understand that your subconscious mind quietly records every dominant thought you repeat. If your inner conversation is filled with confidence, gratitude, and expectation, your actions naturally begin reflecting those beliefs. When you replace thoughts of defeat with thoughts of possibility, you gradually become the kind of person who refuses to let temporary setbacks define a permanent future. This is not wishful thinking. It is the discipline of directing your attention toward what builds you instead of what breaks you. Every morning offers another opportunity to choose faith over fear, purpose over distraction, and determination over excuses. You do not need to see the entire path before taking your next step. You only need enough courage to keep moving. Every challenge you overcome expands your capacity for greater responsibilities. Every disappointment teaches wisdom that success alone could never provide. Every delay strengthens patience that will serve you for the rest of your life. There is extraordinary power in continuing when no one is watching, because those private moments of discipline eventually become public moments of achievement. Never underestimate the value of small, consistent actions. Reading one inspiring page, learning one new skill, making one better decision, speaking one positive affirmation, or taking one additional step toward your goal may appear insignificant today, but these simple actions accumulate into remarkable results over time. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is often found in these daily choices that most people ignore. While others wait for the perfect opportunity, you can create momentum through faithful action. While others surrender to temporary emotions, you can remain committed to your vision. As your confidence grows, your fears begin losing their influence, and your dreams become stronger than your doubts. The wisdom inspired by Dr. Joseph Murphy reminds us that the subconscious mind faithfully works with the impressions we repeatedly plant within it. Therefore, guard your thoughts carefully. Speak words that strengthen your spirit. Imagine the future you truly desire, and act each day as though your breakthrough is already on its way. Refuse to allow yesterday's failures to dictate tomorrow's possibilities. Your story is still being written, and the most meaningful chapters may still lie ahead. The victory you seek is often closer than it appears, waiting just beyond one more act of courage, one more decision to believe, and one more refusal to quit. So rise with renewed determination, trust the process, embrace every lesson, and continue moving forward with confidence. Because the moment you stop quitting is the very moment you begin winning, and your greatest success may be only one faithful step away.